I'd probably say 8th. We're probably about 8th.
But with the injuries, we look at your second unit, and it's literally a bunch of kids.
Yeah, but then again, we had a fully fit team. We lost to Crystal Palace. We had a fully fit team. We lost to Ipswich.
And that's where I will agree with you. I know there's injuries now, but a lot of your flaws I said the same thing about Ten Hag last year. You saw the flaws with the full team and without it. Things just got worse with the injuries. I agree. Let's do some super chats here before we touch on Chelsea. Terry, I dreamt that Spurs won the Carabao Cup on penalties, but versus Liverpool. Maybe that means they win the semi-final. Can you imagine? Question from most to least favourite to win the League Cup amongst the semi-finalists. Well, so least favourites, I'd go Spurs.
Yes.
Spurs.
I'd then go Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'd put Newcastle above Arsenal, but I don't know. That's bad.
Now, do you know what? I get your point. You might think they go for instead, but I'm thinking about how they would all do in the final. If you look at Arsenal's final records, very good. Liverpool have obviously got a very good final record. The other two, the reason they have to be second and third and fourth is both of them when it comes to finals, not so great. Semi-finals, not so great. So yeah. Afternoon has Liverpool to win the League Cup, but want to see Arsenal versus Tottenham final. Tottenham, yeah, listen, I agree with you. I want the North London derby in the final just for the drama of the day, the toxicity of the day, being able to sit on the outside and look in and watch. Oh my God, it'd be a thing of beauty. Newcastle are favourites. This is from an Arsenal fan. Says Newcastle are favourites to go through based on form and the overall squad status. They have been underachieving so far. Their team can do much better.
To be fair, he's always pessimistic, though. I get it.
The pronunciation police are here. That says say that it's Mbumo, not Mbumo. Do you know, I think that some of that is as well. I think some of that is accents as well. But Mbumo, cool. Sorry, apologies. Liverpool's defense after the City game has been like Swiss cheese. Are you mad? Yeah,
we were talking about the whole season.
Yeah, whole season, absolutely. Spam pussy in a tree for that fraud on below the QR code. Yeah, that's for Sam. Missing in action. Question for the panel: can Newcastle replace Spurs as the top 6 over the next 10 years?
I believe the question should be: can Newcastle replace Aston Villa?
Hang on. What are we doing here? Newcastle, as shit as we've been, they haven't won anything in nearly 60, 70 odd years.
10 years, he said 10 years.
I don't care. Like, they won't. They will not win the League Cup, and they probably won't win a major honour, or at least a big major honour in the next 10 years.
What's the difference between you and Aston Villa and Newcastle, though?
We already had this discussion, and Terry wiped on with my debate.
Yes, I ruined it.
Aston Villa have got a lot more silverware, but I'm not having Newcastle.
With Newcastle win a title.
Okay. How about this? Nottingham Forest.
No.
Yeah, I've got 2 Champions Leagues.
They've got 2 Champions Leagues.
And the FA Cups and League title they got.
They let's not forget they were in the Championship. I think that does go against you.
For a quarter,
so were Newcastle.
Quarter of a century. They were there for a quarter of a century, give or take, I think. But let's just look at. I want to look here at the honours, Forest. So they've won. See, this is the thing, right? They've
basically had one successful period under Clough.
Yeah, they've won 1 league title ever. They top flight league title, 1 league title in 1978. They won the FA Cup in 1898 and in 1959.
Yeah, I'm not.
They won the League Cup 4 times. To be fair, they won that twice in the 70s, twice in the 80s, back to back, and then they won. In fact, European wise, this is good. Back to back Champions Leagues. They won the Cup Winners' Cup in 79 and came runners up in 87. So they've won 3 because the Cup Winners' Cup was big. Sorry, no, I'm a lie. That's a European Super Cup, not Cup Winners' Cup. Sorry, my apologies. So they've won 2 major. The Super Cup's the Charity Shield. We don't include them in this conversation. So yeah, they're not bigger than Spurs, even with those 2. If we're talking European pedigree, they sit both Arsenal and Tottenham down. You both sat down on
look
that
at Newcastle's
Oh, fuck me. Hang on, let me get out.
Haven't
They've got-
Sunderland won the FA
They've
Cup
got a lot
one?
of league titles, but they haven't won a league title since before
Yeah.
like Hitler
It's like
invaded
19
Poland.
Oh,
So-
80 something.
Yeah, so they won, well, they play a lot. They've won 4 league titles. The last 1905, 1907. I mean, their first 3 were before World War One, I think.
Mhm.
Before World War One. And then they won one in 1926, 1927. It's mad to think when they won their 4 league titles, as you said, the world didn't know who Hitler was. That's what's crazy, right? They've won the FA Cup 1, 2, 3. They won 6 FA Cups, but the last one was in my dad's year of birth. They won it before he was born in May 1955. They've never won the League Cup. They've been runners-up twice. But it's not even that with Newcastle, right? So they were runners-up in the FA Cup quite a lot in the 19. I'm not the 90 in the 1900s. They won it. They were runners-up. Then from 1911, okay, they then were runners-up again in 74, and then runners-up back-to-back years 98, 99. They haven't even been to a final up until the Carabao Cup since 1999. So since 1975 until now, so 50 years, they've been in 5 finals and they've won none of them. So yeah,
they're not bigger.
So, do you know what I'd say? Like based on their current team, then you might put them above Spurs. If you're just looking at like heritage of the club, Spurs have won more finals in that time. To be fair,
We've also lost more.
But that's also why I think they're going to be hard to beat in this tournament, because that record is why they're so hungry. They are ravenous.
How many away fans are they bringing down? Because they always travel well with their away
cup games are always bigger. They'll have like not a third of the stadium, but they'll have like a quarter of the stadium. They'll have a massive section. It'll be the whole back section where the hooligans normally sit. Pessimistic. It's realistic. Egal. Stop name calling and open your eyes. He also says,
I don't think calling someone pessimistic is name calling. Is that?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say it's name call. It's not pejorative, is it? Saying someone's pessimistic.
Well, it depends. If you think that he's pessimistic, but he believes that he's being realistic, then you guys can't see eye to eye because you operate under 2 different circumstances.
This here, Henry, my last question was not banter. It was based on both clubs' owner ambitions. Look what City achieved in a decade. It's true. It's a great point.
Yeah, it is a great point, but I just can't see it happening with Newcastle.
Yeah,
I think there's more chance of Tottenham winning. I would argue that Tottenham will win more major honours in the next decade than Newcastle.
0-0. Then is it?
Probably likely to be 0-0.
I wouldn't make that bet.
Can you imagine? Before